Pen Made Mightier without wood.
Hi, welcome to Pen Made Mightier. I'm Gideon Ray. Today we're going to talk about Marvel's Agent Carter. A great new show that's a spin-off of Captain America and further expands the Marvel Cinematic Universe in new and interesting ways. Primarily, we're going to be focusing on the second episode, and just one scene that happens in the second episode that I thought was particularly well written. The rest of the show is still great, but this one scene really shone to me. But before we can talk about how great this scene really is, we need to talk about radio!
It was the roaring whatevers, and all we could do was listen to the stickball game on the Turny Tube thing. I don't know what they
called the radio back then. Either way, radio dramas were really big. If you've ever listened to things like The Shadow knows, then surely you understand why these things were so cool. Or maybe you've watched A Christmas Story and seen him listen to Little Orphan Annie and understood vicariously how much these radio dramas meant to people. They were these big showy things that were very impressive for the time and are quaint by modern standards. But at the time, they were freaking great. So, in using one, it instantly sets the tone for the time period. We understand that we're not in modern day. We understand that we're back dozens of years to a simpler time. And that's great. It really sets the era, which is one great reason to use media like this. But it does a lot more than that, doesn't it? Agent Carter is going through a fight scene, while they're recreating a fight scene involving a damsel being rescued from the Nazis by Captain America. Pretty cool.
If only Captain America were here to rescue me.
This Carver isn't going anywhere with you, Nazi scum.
Seize him!
Unhand her!
Hit him again, Cap.
Had enough yet? Are you all right, Miss Carver?
Is that all you've got? Hello? Mr. McPhee?
Captain America, what would I ever do without you?
Why does this keep happening?
All of Agent Carter's most dramatic punches and all those little moments that would be so hard to film and make sound appropriate get masked by the creation of the sound effects in the radio booth. This means that they can get by with things being a little loosey-goosey for the fight scene and focus on doing something more unique. And that means less work of the production staff, which, hey, great job. So now we're selling the era and we're cutting work for the staff. That's great. As a slight tangent, I feel like this is a really good workaround that not enough people utilize. They're happy with going with bad-looking fight scenes or crappy-looking special effects instead of creating art under pressure. And I feel like if they just thought a little bit more, there's all sorts of creative workarounds that could become really interesting written points. Like the use of smacking meat with your hand instead of, smacking face meat with your hand. Because one's hard to shoot and one's not, and the other one sells the era, so why not, right? But it's more than just that. The dialogue, as it's written in the radio drama, parallels what Peggy Carter is going through, which is pretty obvious, but there's more to it than just that. The woman in the radio drama needs Cap to rescue her from her Nazi captors. She's completely defenseless without him. Peggy Carter is anything but. Peggy Carter can kick as much ass as she needs to and keep on trucking. And that's kind of what makes her a fantastic main character, showing that she could easily be this universe's answer to Captain America. Really puts the spotlight on her in a really good way. On the other side of things, there's also the fact that in the radio drama, the woman and Cap end up together. But the reality of the situation is that Peggy and Cap were torn apart.
A week next Saturday at the Stork Club.
You got it.
8 o'clock on the dot. Don't you dare be late. Just be there.
We'll have the band play something slow.
I'd hate to step on you.
Steve? Steve?
It really emphasizes the fact that Peggy has been through a really traumatic loss, and that she misses Steve in a way that she doesn't really express a whole lot because she's tough. There's also just a really nice balance between the fact that this radio drama is
Scripted and overacted and punching the meat and slamming the chords and drinking the beer and slapping
whatever. The point is, it makes it look real by comparison. I mean, we are obviously invested in a TV show, but when this TV show's action is paired side by side with the radio drama, one's gonna look more real than the other. It gets us a little bit more invested just by comparison. It also emphasizes the fact that whether real or fake, Captain America or Peggy Carter, they're both one-man armies who stand up for what's right, no matter the cost. So now, this clever way to shave time off of the work they need for the episode, that also develops the time period they're living in, also further develops Peggy as a character, and ties it back into the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That kills 4 birds with a single stone. That's not a stone, that's a hand grenade in a nest. We are talking some elegant writing, done with this one clever workaround. This use of media, while if it was overdone, it could definitely turn into a trope, right now is very underutilized and could be used in tons of different ways. Any sort of media where we're dealing with a time period or a foreign place, hell, even an alien world, can benefit from showing us some of their culture. Think about the opera scene in The Fifth Element and how cool that was to just see what they do for fun. It builds their society, and it makes it feel a bit more real, doesn't it?
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Build it up with sticks and stones, sticks and stones, sticks and stones. Build it up with sticks and stones, my fair lady. Sticks and stones will...
Beyond that, the story in any media that they're going through can really highlight the plot points that are occurring in the story. Anyone who's read the graphic novel of Watchmen knows what I'm talking about when I say literally any 2 stories can be connected so long as they're presented in the right context. It really builds on things in a nice way. If you want another example of how this can be done, you don't need to look too far. Tina Fey's 30 Rock did this in some really fun ways, like talking about their whole advertisement deal that they were just completely sick of.
I'm sorry, you're saying you want us to use the show to sell stuff?
Look, I know how this sounds.
No, come on, Jack, we're not doing that. We're not compromising the integrity of the show to sell...
Wow, this is Diet Snapple?
I know, it tastes just like regular Snapple, doesn't it?
You should try Pomegranate. It's amazing.
I only date guys who drink Snapple.
Look, we all love Snapple. Lord knows I do, but focus here.
So what do you think? Did you love the radio drama as much as I did? Did you think it was a bit cheesy and over the top? Are there places you'd like to see more of it? Or do you maybe hope that Agent Carter cuts out that crap altogether? Did it remind you of Legend of Korra? Because I couldn't stop thinking.
last time on App.
Never mind. Whatever your feelings, feel free to discuss it in the comments below. And if you like the video, hit subscribe, or like, or something.
Turn your dial to that back channel.
Either way, thanks for sticking with me through the video, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Bye now.